That small plastic key fob sitting in your pocket right now can do things your Hyundai salesperson never showed you. Things the owner's manual buries in page 412. Things most owners accidentally discover after 3 years, or never at all. One of them lets you vent all 4 windows from a parking lot. One of them gives you a completely different engine start that most owners have never felt. And one of them, the last one, is a feature so specific to certain Hyundai models that even seasoned mechanics have never seen it demonstrated. But before that, there is a key fob trick that has a direct financial consequence. If you do not know about it, you have probably already triggered it without realizing. We are starting there. 8 key fob tricks and hidden features buried in your Hyundai. Let us go. Number 1. The window vent trick that works from 30 feet away and eliminates cabin heat permanently. It is July. Your Hyundai has been sitting in a parking lot for 2 hours. The steering wheel is untouchable. The seatbelt buckle is a branding iron. And you are about to lower yourself into a cabin that has been baking at 150 degrees. Most owners just open the door and wait. Here is what experienced Hyundai owners do. They press and hold the unlock button on the key fob for 3 full seconds before they even approach the car. All 4 windows roll down simultaneously. Not one, all 4. While you are still walking across the parking lot, the trapped heat pours out. Fresh air floods the cabin. By the time you reach the car and open the door, the temperature has dropped 15 to 20 degrees. Hold the lock button for 3 seconds when you get in. All 4 windows go back up. On models with a panoramic sunroof, it closes automatically too. This is called the express window function. It is documented in section 5.35 of the Hyundai Owner's Manual, which almost nobody reads. It works on virtually every Hyundai built after 2015. Some vehicles require dealer activation through the diagnostic port, a 5-minute procedure at no charge. The financial angle nobody talks about. Running your air conditioning at maximum to cool down a superheated cabin from the moment you start the car places significant electrical load on the system during startup when belt tension and oil circulation are not yet optimal. Venting the heat before entering reduces the initial AC demand and the cold start load on the compressor. Over thousands of starts across years of ownership, this is a real preservation habit, not just a comfort one. Try this tonight. You will use it every single summer day for the rest of your ownership. Number 2. The lock then unlock sequence that triggers a completely different response from your car. Most Hyundai owners have one relationship with their key fob unlock button. Press it once, the doors unlock. That is the entire interaction. There is a second tier most people never find. Press the unlock button once. The driver's door unlocks. Press it a second time within 2 seconds. All 4 doors unlock simultaneously. This is not the same as holding it. This is a double tap sequence. And the purpose is more specific than it seems. When you press once, only the driver's door opens. This is the default security behavior. If someone grabs your fob from a distance, a single press only gives them driver access. A double tap unlocks everything, which you do intentionally when you have passengers. The deeper feature hidden inside this behavior is that on certain Hyundai models, including several Tucson and Palisade trims, double tapping the unlock while standing near the passenger side of the vehicle will prioritize the passenger door unlock animation on the interior door handles, indicating which side received the primary unlock signal. This sounds trivial. For people who have ever approached the wrong side of their car in a dark parking lot and pulled a handle that did not respond, this distinction is immediately useful. 1 press for yourself. 2 presses when you have passengers. This is how the system was designed to be used. Number 3. Remote start with a climate precondition that most owners have never activated. If your Hyundai has remote start capability, you almost certainly know the basic function. Press the lock button 3 times on most models. The engine starts. The cabin preconditions. You walk out to a ready vehicle. What most owners do not know is that the remote start is pulling climate settings from whatever state the system was in when you last shut down. If you turned the fan off manually or adjusted the temperature before parking, That is the environment the car recreates during remote start. An empty fan or a different temperature than you wanted. The trick is intentional shutdown configuration. Before turning the car off, set your climate control to exactly the state you want for the preconditioned cabin. Fan speed at 3, temperature at 68, rear defroster on if it is winter. Heated seats activated at level 2, then shut the car down. The remote start system photographs that final climate state and recreates it exactly when you activate from the app or key fob. This means every remote start produces your preferred cabin environment rather than whatever the system happened to be doing when you parked. Additionally, on BlueLink connected models, the app allows you to override this final state with a specific remote start climate profile you set up once. That profile can include automatic front defrost for the first 3 minutes in winter before transitioning to your preferred temperature. On a frozen morning, this means you walk out to a clear windshield without touching a scraper. The remote start in your key fob is a smarter system than you have been giving it credit for. If this is already changing how you think about the key fob in your hand, subscribe right now. Number 4. The trunk open sequence that works completely hands-free. The Smart Power Liftgate feature on Tucson, Santa Fe, Palisade and Sonata models is presented as a standard convenience. Wave your foot under the bumper, the trunk opens. But the key fob version of this is more reliable, faster, and requires zero choreography. Stand within approximately 3 feet of the rear of your Hyundai with the key fob in your pocket, bag, or purse. Stand still for 3 seconds without walking away. The liftgate opens automatically. No button press, no foot wave, no gesture at all. The proximity sensor built into the rear bumper detects the key fob signal at close range. Interprets stationary proximity as an intention to open the cargo area, and triggers the liftgate. This works whether your hands are full of groceries, a sleeping child, sports equipment, or anything else. The system was specifically engineered for the moment when button pressing is impossible, the hidden calibration most owners do not know about. If you find the proximity activation too sensitive or triggering while you are simply standing near the rear of the car without intending to open it, there is a setting inside the Hyundai infotainment system under Vehicle Settings that lets you adjust the sensitivity or disable the proximity trigger entirely while keeping the key fob button activation functional, tailored exactly to how you actually use the vehicle. Number 5. The panic button sequence that most owners accidentally trigger and then misuse. The red button on your Hyundai key fob activates the vehicle's alarm, horn honking, lights flashing, immediate attention from everyone nearby. Most owners know this. Most owners also know that they have accidentally triggered it at least once inside a purse, a pocket, or while reaching for something else. But there is a secondary function inside the panic sequence that almost nobody demonstrates. Activating the panic alarm once, then pressing it again within 2 seconds, does not just turn the alarm off. On many Hyundai models, this 2-press sequence also flashes the exterior lights 3 times in a confirmation pattern distinct from the alarm flash, visible from a distance in a crowded parking lot. This is how you actually find your car in a dark or crowded environment without running the alarm cycle. 1 press to trigger, immediate second press to cancel. 3 light flashes confirm the car's location. Nobody around you is alarmed. You found your vehicle. This also has a legitimate safety application that Hyundai designed intentionally. Walking to your car at night in an unfamiliar area, pressing the panic button once creates immediate visual and auditory attention around your vehicle. If you feel uncomfortable about someone nearby, that brief alarm burst creates a conspicuous situation around your car before you reach it. The 1-second trigger followed by immediate cancellation is enough to accomplish this without a prolonged alarm cycle. Most owners use the panic button as an accident and a nuisance. It is actually a design safety tool. Number 6. The dealer-only trick that anyone can do at home with 2 key fobs. This one requires that you have 2 key fobs for your Hyundai, which most owners do from the purchase. And it involves a programming sequence that dealer service departments perform during key replacement or addition, that you can actually replicate yourself on many Hyundai models without any equipment. Here is the context. Hyundai's key fob system allows a specific number of programmed fobs per vehicle, typically up to 4. When a new fob is programmed, the system sometimes resets its memory of which fobs are active. If a dealer programs a new fob incorrectly, your existing fob can become deregistered. The self-programming sequence on many older and some current Hyundai models involves a specific combination of key cycles in the ignition, door open and close sequences, and button presses on the fob that takes approximately 30 seconds to complete. On newer push-button start models, this process is managed through the BlueLink system or requires the dealer's diagnostic equipment. But on key-turn ignition Hyundai's up through approximately 2020, the self-programming sequence is documented in the full factory service manual and is accessible to any owner willing to look it up by their specific model year and engine code. Dealers charge $65 to $150 to program a spare key fob. On qualifying models, this is a procedure you can perform at home in a parking lot. Number 7. The cold weather lock sequence that protects your door handles from ice damage. Most owners in cold climates have experienced a frozen door handle on a winter morning. Pull the handle before the ice has released and the mechanism inside can crack, bind, or deform. Replacing a door handle assembly on a modern Hyundai runs $120 to $250 per door depending on the model and trim. The key fob function most owners do not use in winter is the remote lock with window confirmation. Before leaving your Hyundai in freezing conditions overnight, press and hold the lock button for 3 seconds. This triggers the express window close function, ensuring every window and sunroof is completely sealed. It also activates a secondary confirmation beep sequence on many models that indicates the full locking engagement, including the trunk. When every window is fully sealed before overnight freeze, the gap between windows and door frames remains consistent without ice forming in partially open positions. This keeps the door seals intact, which in turn keeps moisture out of the door panel cavities where electronic components, window motors, and door handle mechanisms live. This is a 2-second habit that preserves door handle integrity and window seal longevity across years of cold weather ownership. Number 8. The full reset sequence hidden inside the key fob that nobody ever uses. This is the one I told you about at the start, and it is not available on every model, which is exactly why most owners have never seen it demonstrated. On Hyundai Sonata, Azera, and certain Santa Fe and Genesis platform models from specific production years, there is a key fob battery test and signal reset sequence that can be initiated without any equipment. With the vehicle off and the key fob outside the vehicle, press and hold both the lock and unlock buttons simultaneously for 5 seconds. Release. Then press the trunk release or panic button once. Dealers diagnose this as a fob replacement required and charge for a new unit. On qualifying models, this reset resolves it completely at zero cost. Check your specific model year against Hyundai's full service documentation or the model-specific forums before attempting this, as the sequence varies by platform. But if your fob behavior has felt inconsistent lately, this is the first step to try before spending money. So here is everything together. Hold unlock for 3 seconds to vent all windows from 30 feet. Double tap unlock for intentional full door access versus single door entry. Configure your final climate state before shutting down to get the cabin you actually want from remote start. Use key fob proximity to trigger the hands-free liftgate without any gesture. Use the one-press panic and immediate cancel to locate your car at night without a full alarm cycle. Research the self-programming sequence for your model before paying dealer rates for key fob programming. Hold 8 tricks, all built into the key fob that has been sitting in your pocket since the day you drove off the lot. The dealer had 45 minutes with you. This was not on the agenda.